Do you know that AI can do retopology and low poly and is actually getting better? And it's not a joke anymore. Just look at this mesh. Clean and logical topology. Can you believe that? And one more thing, guys. This was generated with free AI. Anyone can go to the website and generate right now. And this year, by the way, we got plenty of updates. Sit tight, I'm gonna walk you through right now. Steph here, and what about tools that we have for topology? Actually, there are a lot of 3D AI generators, but not all of them do AI retopology. But I do have 3 that does really intelligent retopology or low poly generation. We're gonna start with Rodin. That will be our top 3. So let me show you quickly how it works. But before we start, let me introduce my awesome model that will help us to evaluate low poly. So I of course generated reference image and idea with ChatGPT, not a banana. That is my stack. I'm super happy with it. You can use other tool, but if you want to know how I do that, the video will be somewhere here. It's quite straightforward process. So this character is a bit complex intentionally, so we do have some amount of parts such as backpack, staff, lights. I also usually generate character in parts when it comes to AI. So we do have body back and front, we do have a head back and front, we do have a hand separate, and we do have scarf and a part of a dress separately as well. That helps to get parts nicely. That is the way to comprehend limitations of AI and make sure one part is good enough, the mesh there is good enough, and most importantly, they are disconnected. With that clear, let's continue on Rodin. So we're gonna upload our reference, of course, and we're gonna press free preview. Cool thing about Rodin is that they do preview mesh first, and you're not charged until you press confirm. And here's the thing, when you hover the confirm, you have like 3 options. You can do basic quad mesh, I guess it's something like quad remesh. You can export it as a triangles, you specify the amount, or what we are talking today is smart low poly. Fairly, Rodin is the longest one, way longest. So we do have quads, trees, or low and high density to choose. For the character, I'm gonna go with quads and high, and I'm gonna press confirm, and we have to wait a while. So here's the results, and yes, indeed, those are quads, and you can see how the topology is built. So this is pretty much the process. You can texture it as a next step and then export. Quite flexible. There are other videos on my channel breaking down the Rodin they did last update. So if you want to know more about Rodin, take a look there. So what I did with Rodin, I generated each piece from my reference and I will just combine them into the character. It is quite easy to do, by the way, if you know like basic tools of editing and sculpting, like elastic grab, just bring parts together, cut some stuff, boom, 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 and then you have the character. I'm gonna keep it in Blender. We're gonna go check another tools, but in a bit we're gonna compare them all together, how good the mesh is, how clean topology, how good the wireframe is, how logical it is, how many artifacts. Number 2 in my list is Hunyuan. And yes, guys, this is the one that is actually free. They do give you 20 credits a day and you can create multiple accounts. Guys, this is not a clickbait. It's really one of the best AI retopology. I would say it's like always changing place with top 1. But yeah, the fact that it's free is insane. So there are 2 ways to do that. So first, we're gonna go to laboratory and there is a 3D smart topology. Well, they all tend to call it smart. Here you can choose the multi-view. By the way, Hunyuan supports up to 8 multi-view. How crazy is that? To be honest, never actually used all of them. We're gonna upload reference, choose quads, and press generate now. Then we get our results. And we can see the mesh is quite clean. Here I generated the rest of the models. Okay. And I'm gonna do exactly the same. I'm gonna combine them in Blender. I will not change any topology except that I will cut some parts that will be overlapping. All what's happening is on your screen, no cheats. However, I want to mention that Hunyuan not only offers like generating 3D models or low poly model, but there's also a 3D studio, and it's just amazing and it's also free. If you didn't know about it, there is a video about it on my channel and you must watch it 100%. So long story short, what you can do here is to generate the model, then you can either split it into components, but most importantly, you can retopology it, UV unwrap, and then texture. It's split into the step to represent classic 3D workflow, and this is absolutely cool. Retopology tool here is pretty much the same as I just showed you, but as an input, it can take any high poly model. You can pretty much load your own model here and do the retopology, and the results are insane. So here's, for example, I did my Mr. Mark. Oh, by the way, here's he, Mr. Mark. How do you like this guy?
It's awesome, Steph. I love it.
By the way, Rodin also supports that. You have to go to this tab, 3D editing, upload your GLB, and you'll be able to process it the same way as any model that you generate here. Now, moving on to top one, which will be Tripo. And Tripo is not only good in low poly, it's also good in general. In low poly, it's top one as well. And you can see like they share the place with Hunyuan, and also the Rodin goes right next. And I'm totally agree with that. We're gonna check the mesh and you'll have the answer for yourself as well. Here we are going to choose Smart Low Poly Mesh. And first benefit that we're gonna face is the speed. And it's really good. I mean, the generation happens within like 5 seconds. The process here is simple. You choose the topology, quads or tris. Right now only tris supports it in Smart Mesh. I really weight quads, and you have to choose the poly count yourself. And depending on the poly count, the mesh topology is extremely different. Done, and then we press generate mesh. And here's what you see is actually a real time, no speed up, and just in around 6 seconds, we got the model ready. Wow. And yeah, here's the results. And we can export it as well. Okay, so I'm gonna generate the rest of the models the same way. And it was quick, right? Compared to Hunyuan or Rodin, that was like 10 times faster, and you know, like that's also matters. And in combination with the better quality, I mean, like we're gonna figure it out very soon, but by my opinion, that really makes sense to do. I must be honest, like it can give broken generation, but they offer like free retries, same as Rodin. So really just click on this free retry button a few times until you get the best one. And since generation is very fast, I mean, that is no trouble. So I generated all of them. You can see preview, and we're gonna bring them to Blender. But before, also need to mention that Tripo also has retopology and is actually very good, same as Hunyuan. And I just want to show you one case where I generated this flower as a high poly, and then I did retopology, and it gave me a way better result than if I generated low poly right away. So it also depends on complexity of mesh. Flagship Tripo model, for example, Tripo in 1, or any like other models like Hunyuan, when they generate high poly, they keep a lot more details. And this workflow might be actually making sense, especially for the game dev. You first generate high poly and then you do retopology. It is same good or even better. But the good thing is one-to-one from original mesh, and you can do, for example, baking, like normal map, ambient occlusion map, which is amazing. Definitely consider to test it out. Okay, so we're gonna bring it to Blender. We're gonna do exactly the same assembly. I also want to highlight that for all AI generated models, you have to do quickly fix a shading that usually it takes few clicks, but a bit annoying, like sharp edges or add auto smooth and stuff like that. That's very important. All right. We have it all in Blender combined into the character. And we're gonna now figure out which one is the best. In the best, I'm gonna go texture and animate just for fun because it's fast. Shall we start? Okay, so I'm gonna go enter to edit mode, and why don't we start with Rodin? Okay, so what do we see here? The face, right? It's sort of like try to make some lines. We do have lines around here. I could not say it's like the best retopology, but it sort of optimized. Again, we was using detailed. I don't really get problems like this. And again, we do have like unequal density. Well, definitely in this place it should be. So for the hair, it's look more like just optimized. For this scarf, however, it's sort of okay, just like maybe like too much of density on the inside part there. Yeah, some loops are breaking like out of a sudden. It's not really cool. And on the backpack, I actually pretty much like it. Like I like most of it. Don't like this stuff here. Definitely overthinking. This part's actually done very nice. The straps are not bad. Of course, like the part here can be way more optimized, like quite a lot of flat surfaces, too much of polygons here, but at least the density is fine. So I don't know, I really like this one. Let me know in the comments, guys, how bad is my judgment. Let's review the body. Okay, so yeah, some quite weird loops or like lines out of a sudden, like making this bigger, smaller. I don't know. It's quite good optimized, right? I mean, can you believe this is actually what AI produced these days, right? I bet you saw the mess of the polygons. Well, this is a huge leap forward for sure. We do have another dress accessory. Well, we do have a problem with density, right? Like quite a lot here. Well, definitely it's not ready to use. It's sort of like optimized version, but not really optimized, like a very huge density here. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Gonna check hand as well. Well, for the hand is actually not bad. Look, all the fingers look fine. Some strange mess here, I guess. Yeah, we need more control. Again, we can only choose like high-low on the Rodin, and I think that's not enough. Like, I'd rather specify the amount of polygons for a specific part, which we can do in Tripo, and that's also the reason why I like it. Here you can see the lamp. I guess it's fine, but maybe it can be more accurate, sharper. But it's sort of optimized okay. And here's the stuff. That was Rodin, guys. My personal is top 3. Right now, let's take a look on Hunyuan. Okay, so let's start with the stuff, since we just saw it. I mean, simple shapes, well, this is not what I expect from the simple shape, right? And this is like a controversy about Hunyuan. For simple shapes, it is less nice than for the complex shapes. So here we do have a lamp. I guess like it was trying to come up with all these small details here. And yes, yeah, there's a lot of holes and stuff. Bad. Let's take a look on the backpack. Okay, so for the backpack, actually, it's a problem. Oh yeah, it's a problem here and here, right? Some places almost look nice, but overall it's very inconsistent, right? Okay, and yeah, I think it's broken, like logically broken mesh, done badly. How about the face? Okay, look how big eyelashes here are. Too big density on the nose. Well, definitely should not be like that. For the hairs, overall density is better than Rodin, but yeah, definitely it's not useful. Let's take a look on the hands. I guess the hand is way better than Rodin, right? So like this part is solid. We can sort of bake details on it from normal, etc., which makes sense. Like at least I will do that. Yeah, I mean, for the hand, it's not that bad. You can add some loops here on the fingers for the animation's sake. But yeah, hands more or less. And the body is also, I guess, more or less fine. Oh, I like the boots, by the way. This is the best part so far. Also not bad. Pants, belts, not bad. Okay, so guys, that was Hunyuan. I guess in this case, maybe Hunyuan is almost equal. But overall, from my test, I put it on the second place. Then here we have number 1 in my list, Tripo. Let's take a look on this. Where we start? We're gonna start with staff. Okay, so here we go from top to bottom. So the moon is, the half moon is good, and the staff is actually good. Like, first of all, the shape is exactly how it should be. Little bit messy there and there, but overall the shape is right and the amount of polygons is acceptable. And of course, because I can actually set the amount of polygons, I can tell that for the staff I need that much, or like this is like a reasonable amount, and so forth. For the head as well, let me turn off the specular lighting. Okay, disturbing. Now let's check. So well, this is definitely the best result. And the coolest thing, guys, look, I can click on the eyes, and with one mouse button I can actually separate the eyes. And look, there are half spheres, which is insane. And yeah, you can also see that the mouse, there is inside mouse, like a surface. And at some point, if you generate head alone, it can generate teeth and mouse as a separated mesh, which is actually very cool. So, well, the eyes alone are the best 100% right now from anything that we saw today. So that is the reason I really like it. And overall, the shape and stuff of the face is way better. Not perfect loops, don't get me wrong, but definitely one of the best results so far. Maybe I would remove some pieces of this hair strands, and could be quite good one. Now take a look on the scarf, also not a bad one. Some problem here on the bottom, right? So guess I would need to regenerate this one. Yeah, this one is a problem, but in terms of mesh, well, it's fine. Let's take a look on the backpack. And the backpack is absolutely legendary. All the small stuff here, hinges, straps, wow. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the poly count because I can actually control it. These pieces probably has to be removed. They are quite bad, but the rest is very nice. Oh, and yeah, the lamp is actually making sense, right? So these areas are flat, and look, it's like a one flat quad, right? But yeah, you pretty much bake on this surface. You don't need to try to do that if we're talking about low poly, and Tripo actually gets it. Let's take a look on the body. Also, I'm quite happy here with the results. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the results. Maybe too much details here, less accurate. It fails with small stuff like this, not gonna lie, but overall, very nice. And we still do not have quads available on Tripo Smart Mesh, but we do have quads available on Tripo Retopology. Take a look on that. It can give you even nicer quads if you're a big fan of it. And lastly, let's take a look on the hand. And what we see here is that it tries to add the right loops for the animation. Well, really appreciate it. And yeah, overall, it also looked quite nice. You see what you see. So guys, let me know in the comments which one you like the most. And my choice will be Tripo. So I'm gonna do some texturing and animation. For texturing as well, I really like to use Tripo. And one of the coolest thing is that, again, my real workflow is that I can adjust, fine tune, or clean up the low poly I generated in Tripo in Blender. Then I can actually upload it back, choose the texture, and do the texturing. After texturing, you can even apply PBR stuff here. And look at the results, guys. I mean, the results are quite nice. Just tell me if it's not that good. I really like it. Why not to take it to Acrylic? It's also free. If you don't know, really recommend to check. Free, and I can export skeleton to Unreal Engine, Unity, and Blender. Okay, so we're gonna set marks, blah blah blah, and here we go. The textured version, all good. How cool is that, right? And this is actually an optimized character totaling just 43,000 triangles, not even quads. I think that's an amazing result. And by the way, on my main channel, you can find tutorials how to do a complete workflow for AI characters, for characters and props, or complete games, all breaking down in easy steps. Take a look for sure. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next videos.